Hello everyone. So today in this session we will learn how to remember the states and where they are situated or located on the map of India. Okay. So many of the states we know, but there are some states we don't know where they are situated exactly, like many in the northeast, or maybe Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, these states in East India, or maybe some states in, or maybe some union territories also, like Chandigarh, or maybe Puducherry. So we are not able to exactly specify where they are situated. So in this session, I will tell you how to know exactly. Also, many videos or many people will tell you to remember acronyms, like they will tell you for Northeast, remember like A, N, M, M for Arunachal, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, or something like that. But these acronyms in the long run you will forget. So to remember states and UTs, their location, you need to have a reason. Okay, so I will tell you how. So this is the map of India. So I have given it for representative purposes. So now let's move on. So first you need to know which states are in which direction, states in UTs. So in the north we have got Himachal Pradesh, Punjab, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh and Haryana. And the union territories are Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh. Jammu and Kashmir was a state earlier, but last year it was made a union territory. Then Chandigarh and Delhi, which is our capital, national capital territory of Delhi. Now moving on to northeast, we have got seven sister plus Sikkim. Okay, so we have got Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, Tripura, and Meghalaya. Then in east and central India, we have got Bihar, West Bengal, Jharkhand, Odisha, and then Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. In the south, we have got Karnataka, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and the union territories of Lakshadweep, Andaman and Nicobar, and Puducherry. And in the west, we've got Rajasthan, Gujarat, Maharashtra, and Goa. And in the UT of Dadra and Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu. This is one UT. These two were separate union territories, but last year both were merged. So you need to know all these current affairs so that you know how many states and UTs we have. So we have got 28 states and 8 union territories as of now. Last year we had only 7 UTs. So now we have got 8. So now before telling you how to remember the states, I've got a formula of 4 and formula of 5 so that you can remember few of the states beforehand. Like for formula 4, I've got 4 states. So there are 3 countries in a neighborhood which have got 4 Indian states as their neighbor. So this is the formula of 4. Like Pakistan. So for Pakistan we have got Gujarat, Rajasthan, Punjab and Jammu and Kashmir. Okay. So these are 4 states and union territories. Okay. Then for Myanmar, we have got Mizoram, Manipur, Nagaland, and Arunachal Pradesh. So 4 states bordering Myanmar. And then Bhutan also 4 states: Sikkim, West Bengal, Assam, and Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, so we have got 4 states here also. Now in formula of 5, we have got China. So for suppose China we have got Ladakh, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh. 5 states, right? And similarly for Nepal, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal and Sikkim. And then for Bangladesh, West Bengal, Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. So if you remember which 3 countries we have 4 states bordering them, and which 3 countries we have got 5 states bordering them, then you can visualize in your mind. Okay, so now let's moving on to the main topic. So how to remember? So how you will remember Punjab is a state in the northwest part of India. So how you will remember? See, Punjab is a cultural region which is in Pakistan also. We have got Punjabis in Pakistan also, but their religion is different, and our division was done on religious lines. So you can remember that Punjab is both sides. So Punjab is bordering Pakistan, and I told you about 4 states bordering Pakistan. So according to that reason, also you can remember where is Pakistan. That's why I told you the formula of 4 and 5. Also, Punjab is a land of five rivers. Five rivers means Ravi, Bias, Jhelum, Chenab, and Satluj. So these five rivers flow in the westward direction. Okay, I will change the color of the pen so that you can see it easily. So these rivers flow like this into Pakistan through Punjab. That's why Punjab is known as land of five rivers, and these are major rivers. Okay, so that's why. Now, how to remember Haryana? See, Yamuna originates from Uttarakhand, from Yamunotri Glacier, and then it flows through Uttar Pradesh into Haryana. Then in Delhi, you know, in Delhi we have got Yamuna. It is very dirty. So now you can remember that हरियाणा के थ्रू ही दिल्ली में यमुना आती है. तो हरियाणा कहाँ हुआ? दिल्ली के नॉर्थ में और उत्तराखंड के साउथ वेस्ट में, क्योंकि उत्तराखंड से हरियाणा में यमुना आ रही है. So now you remember, right? Now Himachal, him means snow, him Parvat. Okay, so Himachal means land of snow. And now we have got three states or UTs which are Himalayan states in the northwest part of India, which include Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, and these two UTs. So now you know Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh are in north. Why? Because we have got Pakistan issue here and then China issue here, and these both states are mostly covered in snow. Okay, so it is an easy way to remember Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. They are in north. So obviously Himachal Pradesh will be in south. So it is easy to remember, right? And then Uttarakhand is also a Himalayan state, but lesser part of Uttarakhand is covered with snow, like this much only. Okay, so you can easily remember that Uttarakhand is south of Himachal Pradesh. So easy to remember, right? I am giving you the reasons also. Now for Chandigarh, you have to remember that Chandigarh is a common capital of Punjab and Haryana. So it is somewhere located between Punjab and Haryana over here. So easy to remember. And then Delhi. Delhi, I already told you that Yamuna flows through Haryana into Delhi, which means Delhi will be near or adjacent to Haryana, and it is surrounded by Haryana from three directions and from one direction by Uttar Pradesh. So if you remember this, you can easily mark where is Delhi. Okay, now I have got one more formula of five, which is Ganga states. So we have got five Ganga states in India. That is, River Ganga flows through five states. It originates from Gangotri in Uttarakhand and enters Uttar Pradesh in Bijnor and flows through Kanpur and into Allahabad, then into Bihar, Patna, and then into Jharkhand, and then through West Bengal it flows into Bay of Bengal. It will go through Patna like this. Little bit of correction. Okay, so this is the flow of Ganga. Now Ganga is flowing through five states, so we call these five states as Ganga states. And now I told you that Ganga originates in Uttarakhand, and its last state is West Bengal. It flows via West Bengal into Bay of Bengal. Bay of Bengal is a water body, okay, to the east of India. So it will flow through Uttar Pradesh, then Bihar, then Jharkhand, then West Bengal. So now you can visualize where is Uttar Pradesh, then Bihar. Bihar is to the east of Uttar Pradesh, then Jharkhand is the south of Bihar, then West Bengal is to the east of Jharkhand. Now how you will remember Jharkhand? Easy to remember. Jharkhand was divided or bifurcated from Bihar in 2000. In 2000 we got three new states. So Jharkhand was one of them. So Jharkhand was made from Bihar. So it is easy to remember that Jharkhand will be a neighbor of Bihar. Now it cannot be in the north because we have got Nepal. It cannot be in the west. We have got Uttar Pradesh. It cannot be in the east. We have got West Bengal. So it will be in the south of Bihar. Now for the northeast, this is a very important part, not because it is difficult, but because people neglect this. Okay, so how to remember Sikkim? We got a Doklam issue with China 2 years back. So it was here in the tri-junction of Bhutan, India and China, Indian state of Sikkim. So now it is easy to remember where is Sikkim. It will be a neighbor of China, and it will be also a neighbor of Bhutan. So China and Bhutan, where they meet, we have got Sikkim. Similarly, for Arunachal Pradesh also, we have got a boundary dispute with China, and it is also a neighbor of Bhutan. So where will be Arunachal Pradesh? In whole of northeast, it cannot be in the south or east or west, it will be in the north. So Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh are in the north. Now how to remember these three states, Nagaland, Manipur and Mizoram? See, Manipur means land of jewels. Jewels means Hire Javaharat, because Mani means jewels. Now how will you remember it? See, Nagaland is named after Naga tribe and Mizoram is named after Mizo tribe, because these tribes are in majority in these states. So now easy to remember. You can give a reason to yourself that Naga tribe and Mizo tribe have held jewelry in between them secure so that nobody steals them. So easy to remember that Manipur is between Nagaland and Mizoram. Now moving on to Tripura. So Tripura means three means three, like Trimurti or triangle in English also. So three means three, and Tripura is surrounded by Bangladesh from three sides. See, north, west, and south. In the east, we have got Mizoram. So easy to remember. A state surrounded by Bangladesh on three sides is Tripura. Now, Assam, we all know floods. If you see the newspaper or if you see the TV news, we have got Brahmaputra flood. So, Brahmaputra comes through Arunachal Pradesh into Assam. It is known as Sangpo here. So, Brahmaputra causes floods in Assam, and hence Assam will be south of Arunachal Pradesh, because this river Brahmaputra comes first into Arunachal Pradesh and then into Assam. And then we all know Meghalaya. Meghalaya is the wettest place on earth. Mawsimrun and Cherrapunji. These two places receive the highest amount of rainfall in the world. So these two will be below Assam. Another reason is that monsoon winds flow like this into India, and because of these small water bodies which we have got in Bangladesh, these winds carry a lot of moisture these winds carry, and when they meet the hills in Meghalaya, Garo, Khasi and Jaintia, these three are hills in Meghalaya. So what these hills does, they stop the flow of moisture winds and they cause the precipitation or rainfall there. That's why Meghalaya is the wettest place on earth. Now you know where is Meghalaya. Okay. Now moving on to east and central India. I already told you about Bihar, Jharkhand and West Bengal. Now let's move on to Odisha. So Odisha is a place south of West Bengal. Now how will you remember? Because you eat Rasgulla. So Rasgulla is a sweet which has originated in Odisha. They have won a court case against West Bengal. So now you know that Rasgulla is not a Bengali dish but a Odisha dish. Now remembering Madhya Pradesh, it is very easy to remember. Madhya means center, so Madhya Pradesh is located in the center of India. And similarly, Chhattisgarh was also a state which was made in 2000. I told you na three states were made in 2000. So Chhattisgarh is the third state. So where will be Chhattisgarh? It will be a neighbor of Madhya Pradesh because it was made from Madhya Pradesh. So it is to the east of Madhya Pradesh. So easy to remember. We have covered all the states of east and central India. Okay, I forgot to tell you the second state which was made in 2000. It is Uttarakhand. So now you know why is Uttarakhand to the north of Uttar Pradesh, because this whole part was Uttar Pradesh before 2000, but in 2000 Uttarakhand was made as a separate state. Now moving on to South India, very easy to remember. I will tell you with monsoon pattern. So monsoon winds move into India like this. Okay. And now if you would have heard that the first rains in India during monsoon come in Kerala. सबसे पहले बारिश monsoon में केरला में होती है, और ये साउथ वेस्ट मानसून होते हैं. साउथ वेस्ट क्यों? क्योंकि ये साउथ और वेस्ट से आ रहे हैं. ये डायरेक्शन साउथ वेस्ट हुआ ना. अगर ये साउथ है और ये वेस्ट है तो ये साउथ वेस्ट हुआ. तो मॉनसून विंड साउथ वेस्ट से आती हैं और केरला में सबसे पहले बारिश होती है. तो केरला कहाँ हुआ? साउथ वेस्ट ऑफ इंडिया. साउथ वेस्ट क्या है? यही तो जगह है. तमिलनाडु साउथ ईस्ट हो गया, केरला साउथ वेस्ट हो गया. सिंपल टू रिमेम्बर. तमिलनाडु कैसे याद करोगे? रामायण याद कर लो। ये है श्रीलंका, लंका, और लंका के पास सबसे पास इंडियन स्टेट कौन सी है? तमिलनाडु। सिंपल हो गया याद। नाउ मूविंग ऑन टू कर्नाटक। सो केरला के बाद कर्नाटक में बारिश होती है मॉनसून के थ्रू। उसके बाद महाराष्ट्र में होती है, बट वो हम वेस्ट इंडिया में कवर करेंगे। ओके, नाउ मूविंग ऑन टू आंध्र प्रदेश। आंध्र प्रदेश में इफ यू नो विशाखापट्टनम, it is an important seaport city, so it is in Andhra Pradesh. Otherwise, you must know Andhra Pradesh has the second longest coastline in India. Now, you know Gujarat has the longest coastline in India. So when you see a state with the second largest coastline, you will easily remember that it is Andhra Pradesh. And then how to remember Telangana? Telangana is a long landlocked state and it was made from Andhra Pradesh only. So Telangana cannot be to the east of Andhra Pradesh because we have got Bay of Bengal. It cannot be to the west because we have Karnataka, and cannot be south because we have got Tamil Nadu. So where it will be? It will be in Telangana. It will be to the north, which is Telangana. Okay. Now we have got three union territories also. So Puducherry, we have got four enclaves. Here it is written Yanam, Karaikal, and Mahe. So these are 3-4 enclaves of Puducherry. So one is in Andhra Pradesh, one is in Tamil Nadu, and one is in Kerala. So you have to remember these three enclaves. And then coming on to the last part, West India. So Rajasthan is a desert, and this desert is in Pakistan also. And I already told you four neighboring states of Pakistan. So Rajasthan is also a state, so you can easily remember where is Rajasthan. You can also link it with the desert. Then Gujarat, we all know, is a maritime state, which means it has got seaports. So it cannot be to the north of Rajasthan, so it will be to the south of Rajasthan because we have got Arabian Sea here. Okay. Then Maharashtra is a state which receives southwest monsoon, which I told you in the earlier slide. And after Karnataka, Maharashtra receives rainfall. So therefore, Maharashtra is to the north of Karnataka. Also, you must know that earlier Gujarat and Maharashtra were one state, which was known as Bombay. And when Bombay was bifurcated, Gujarat and Maharashtra were formed. So if Gujarat is in the northern part, then Maharashtra will obviously be in the southern part. Okay. Then we have got this union territory, Dadra and Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu. It is between Gujarat and Maharashtra. So these were also formed after the division of Gujarat and Maharashtra. So now easy to remember all the states. Now, two union territories were remaining which were not in South India map. So I will tell you, this is Andaman and this is Lakshadweep. So Lakshadweep is to the west of Kerala and Tamil Nadu ke east में है Andaman. So now easy to remember all the states and the union territories of India. Now if you like this video which I made for you to remember the states, so you can tell me in the comment section, and if you want to remember anything else by maps, you can tell me in the comment section. I will try to make for you a video on that. Till then, keep watching and keep learning.